Okay. Not right. Okay, we'll get Honorable on the line quickly. We take his version of the issue we discussed in the early hours of the morning with respect to president and vice president and late president's wives' salary and the rest, and we'll look at it now. Minority also version, almost also argument whether or not they agree to it, or because you say your phone sign and maybe say a at the same. Pay near to train come on. But let me go and do some birthdays this morning as we wait for the call. Pay Mrs. Owusu Banahene, aka Obapekwe Free, aka Kasa Nipa Honhima, owner of Peace Corner Bar, Ashtown Etafo, and there you are. Na Wodoba Jacqueline, any Ukru Sofu Banahene. Omo aka nyina nkwada ni nyina se mautri nkwa. Happy birthday Kasanipa Honhima. Today is your birthday. Enjoy the day to the max. Happy birthday to Ahmad Duma of St. Cyprian's Anglican Church. May God bless you and your kind heart. From your husband, Mr. Adusei Taylor at Oye Asafo. Or say mautri nkwa pa mautri nkwa. This one says, happy birthday to Mary Usu and San Ajoecha. You are a nurse at Comfort Teaching Hospital. Madam Ekuya Chuma, a teacher at Bekwa Methodist JHS. And then Efia Jiman. This is coming from your family. Ernestina Naki Ejari of Takradi, DVLA. From Ejari. Today is your birthday, Naki Ejari. And then so you also wawoda. Yamautin kwapa na bibia ede ekosu kama edi amount. Okay, we continue with the show here. We're trying to get opening a year da famiakpo, and it looks as if the line it's not going through. Okay, we got some headlines making news this morning, and then we continue. But this morning, Mafiko Fibi, papa. Yes, Mafiko Fibi, papa. Yeah. Why are you busy with Joso? You busy with Joso? Let's highlight this morning. Coming in. My grandson, Ivan Jamra Konadu, you are 3 years and you attend school at Little Heaven School. Reverend Isaac Konadu Jamra. Hey, the future doctor is here. Ivan Jamra Konadu, you are 3 years today. Happy birthday to you. You are a future doctor indeed. Is it a surgeon? Yeah, we do change it. It's obey operation. To Joel Opokwajiman of Sema Eagles Academy. You are 4 years today from your mom Vera Free of Kumasi South Hospital Emergency Unit and your dad Samuel Opokwajiman. Sema Eagles Academy, Joel Opokwajiman. Today is a birthday, 4 years. Oh, the kids are here. I miss you. Happy birthday to Patrick Opoko of St. Elizabeth Hospital. Quidiem from your sweetheart Paulina of Entantraso College of Nursing. Okay, see you soon. Yeah. Okay. Everyone says it was a Sambre way. I was here, Jenny, Sika, you bet ya ama. president no omo yirenom. Is it the right time for that? Is the timing right? Now who cry here? Send your message and your comment. The number is 0551 599 933. WhatsApp or text 0551 599 933. Na yentie monsoso mo de monsoso ma dwenkyere wo ho anopay ebetoja na nsese no kura wo mu nyina ne se amampani a atwa mu kɔ wo mo yire no na ye ma wo allowance na aban no nsese this time ne se ya ye no salaries emolument no akwai to say the sia no ye mema mo salaries and allowance na ebi mo say yam pegi no like that of a cabinet minister one committee no agency the about to jan ayachine and no so what a commander or one nothing sector was share a soldier force so on also in commodia a copy mu a war a committee ayati or more set or moon share a grand sense semunumu na some of the two jano or chasa say omuko so omuko kumni bank ometuma kumni pa be 100 na etuo no etoa say we are civilian na we the only man say tuato na so etuo no ewo ahodo bebre ebi o no ma etoa agi gum yentie kana bebra na osi media no so so duma bia yenkasa yentie kana bebra kakra.
Do you think in the operations that we had in Nigeria, there was the need to have called in the ambulance, knowing that there is a possibility of ambulance?
Sir, it depends. So you see,
no, this is specific. Sir, saying in the case of Nigeria, yes.
So you see, the aim was not to kill,
but you did.
Sir, the aim was not to kill. It was just unfortunate. If the aim was to kill, so we would have gotten not less than 100 people die. It's just unfortunate.
But Kenneth, you knew that for every such operation, there will be people who are casualties. We're talking about people who are baby. The rioters themselves could have maimed themselves.
Yes, sir. As a matter of fact, I even suspect the weapon that fired from the protesters might have hit one of them.
That's subject to investigation.
Yes. And yes, because you see, the soldiers started firing into the air. If you are not a professional and there's another rifle firing, you wouldn't know. And that is how come some people are saying that they were not handling weapons. When an M16 rifle fires, I know.
Yes.
When a J3 rifle fires, I know. But the ordinary civilian doesn't know. The media wouldn't know. So all you hear is gunshots into the air, and it started when the soldiers came. So you assume that it's only soldiers who are firing.
Okay. He also spoke that the media, the sensationalism is too much.
No media personnel has spoken to me as the battalion commander, and they are out there saying all sort of things. The facts that we have is different from what they have or what they see. So it is better if they consult for us to kind of, before they come out with the information, because at times it's very sensational and you get people who say all manner of things which is not proper. So we plead with them. If they find some of these things, they are always welcome. They can come for us to discuss before they put out the information. That is my plea. And I want to add that our primary role in internal security operations is to help police or civil authority maintain law and order. Now, the other one is to restore law and order. The restoration comes in when police is overwhelmed. It means the police has pampered you, used the appropriate measures, and you are still not listening. So when the military comes in, a little more force must be applied. We cannot adopt the same measures that the police adopted, but we have to go a little further because we have done that one and you are still out of control. And if the civilians or the youth had run over or had their way out, that would have been the end. So at times, please, let's try and weigh some of these things.
That's right. Okay. So cannot be brand somehow the two Janano or Simidiano. Now let's get the headlines making news. The Daily Dispatch says the Ghanaian media can start a war in Ghana. Kennedy Kumpre Japan. Or say, make no mistake, the Ghanaian media can start a war. Okay. Let's investigation review what happened at Eja Kandapa. It's also advising, and we have the new crusading guide. Government endorses national integrated maritime strategy to fight piracy. Baumia here. Parliament approves 200 million World Bank loan for more vaccines. And the Chronicle, our aim was not to name Eja protesters, say General Officer Commanding Central Commander. Kunadu Teresa Lodina also on government payroll. Parliament to probe high cost of building materials. This morning we intend to speak to Kessben and Pennyphone. We saw almost so producer. Get that one ready. The Daily Statesman, President Lords Ghana, Switzerland relations. Ghana battles pirates, kidnappers. Don't use live bullets to disperse crowd. Security agencies told. Agric Minister tours 5 regions. Thank you, Mr. President. Child Rights International Lords Government for absorbing conjoint twin surgery cost of 50 million. Military returned fire for fire. Central Commander, the Ghanaian Times. The Daily Guide, youth shot at U.S. soldier. Protesters had weapons, says reporter. Ejra probe. Reporter said, youth shot at, okay, the youth shot at us, okay. VIP wants action on piracy kidnapping. Daily Graphic, COVID-19 restrictions still in force. Executive Instrument 188 in place. Don't think it is gone. Okay. Let me read some messages here this morning. Are we paying the spouses? As in what capacity? Anytime I think about this issue, I cry. Ghanaian leaders should do before going to other matters. They will pay them within a week, but NAPCO workers have been starved for 3 months. Oman, it is good to make it legal, but the timing is wrong. From Tupac, Wamahinso. When I cast my mind back and remember what the NDC has done in Ghana politics, I encourage Ghanaians not to give them another chance to govern the country because they have nothing good to offer Ghanaians except to create loot and share our hard-earned taxpayers' money for themselves. Fellow Ghanaians, let's come together and break the 8. Osankide Taifa. Okay. Good morning, Omanhene. I am Double K from Agnasa, man. I have now understood that there is no Ghanaian political party that can rule the country for 12 years. I now know indeed God rested the 7th day. But while resting, Satan created African leaders. Hello, Omanhene. Let me ask, are we safe in Ghana? Well, that's your question. And then, well, what I have learned today, gentlemen, sorry, I can't read your message because he's calling for blood to flow. I totally agree with the parliament to approve the spousal allowance because the government has been paying them secretly. But President Akufo-Addo-led MPP wants to make it official. But my worry is the cheap propaganda that the NDC people are doing with it. Because all the wives of both past and present are on the government payroll. I gave you the list here. And Yaw Boama, Ali Baba Dan Kambari, and then Ejom Hima Abronoma, Mamunina Kwaba Machimum Pom to say.
Adomia.
Nice selection. We are good.
Bibiabako.
Okay. Grace.
Me quickly na mamamu adding kratano aba in the local dialect. Shawamu mudi egu itio muka secretly. Aye. Emily Akufu. Oye General Akufu yere. Shetama papa wu 79.
Nere tiase.
Kufuo bae no. Je kufuo bae no. Oshishe se. Entimi ma se omu First Lady, former First Lady Ghana, no could do trotroso, kofa taxi. Eti, she say, Yama, you will see Kabi a dear day, ye de mawom. But what's the mature? Hajara Matu Alu Mahama, your man allowance. My sister is a kofo, Pusumi Bia, or my no man allowance. Christiana a frifa. Ebia ma mi otiase o meka mi hu ebia no do ma twedi na nukra ni sanka ye dia ashem full rally man Faustina Champon kutu a Champon yere
what he said him
Nana Kredo Ajima Rollins nyesa ni kunu ewu ni kunu tiase kra na yemaniska Matilda Misata Ernestina Nadu Mills Lordina Mahama mi busao masem ne say ye etua omuka nya aketua but allowance ye wa na ye say fulera liman at a point in time the wall kura bu ye ni onya sika nbe ye wo hono na say bia say me MPP ne ye ba power NDC me NDC ni na me ba power na me ne ebia president no ne yire no ne president wa yi a metimi aye ne market ne sika no ye kase me emfa nkwa ye de beko ye emfa nko ba salary di abaye mra ba me busa se sa mre we de oman wom sisi ano we na wose ye gine ho ehia se sa mre we na ye bebusa ye ho se wose ye tu omuka de ni se tu omuka ehia hwe de oman ye koi sisi a parliament at committee to omunko hwem de ntia cement ni building materials boy ya na ye because wo mu susu se temi o se e wo mu se niam bo e kosoro nenso ebi mu susu e de atwamene boy e dai awurem
artificial price ya wo kana man for
oh basa ndi se me for bia
artificial price
won de me chiro ebi mu se da pa o ye no free wa and now kotal de 10 cedis e kira obeko 12 cedis 50 pesos the way aniamani kono ama focus enti o man no mu na edra say true
if you sure
nipa no kofa niema ba no ana no me ni freight forwarders twetwe komo almost a container na 3,000 4,000 and then 15 12 you don't expect nipa no say or your father Christmas or beto amount this price but be so at a point in time it is agreed nemom baby a ekono so no abase wo say ye nyina ade ani busa say enti sa na tie anya dwadifo e bi so na say akoya demand and supply ntini yen so kotobekun ye bekumo but is this the moment for a discussion on elder say Ekufado yire anama ama yire yento na ketuam ana say ayi baumia yire aluma ama yire sambre we ye hia sa discussion we
any pa kone de man de hia no
no hia no me when we bring certain things
it is already there ade no ye de ma wo dada but I feel ye legalize
look at the propaganda going say you see between Ekufado nis baumia yire no
that is my problem with the communication the information ministry. My problem with the information ministry, I didn't know.
And I
okay, I didn't monitor you, sir. Not quite pa. It's before saying Kadi we could run a Parliament House. I'm a de Abano. Nankama Dikamba when Tikrabe can't say, Sikano, taxpayer money near Ditria, and already yet Canada. A far back door, and I say,
I buy no per se or money, young Brentino. Yeah, come Rasibe de Ventus. I want to say that you should be proactive.
Said about being too futron will be any. It's information ministry. I feel I have damage control. You are brave one moment. You find damage control, but it means yes anymore. As I'm not to.
That's it.
Sikano, I had a Canada. Now, Fen ye be Giatumu, and you know, me say time we know we cry any time in film Canada. We cry men we see a time crowd because already a chia. And yes, I'm so abedia to until you try to benya.
To say I can't see any to me, you know. Say it was allowance. Don't say allowance there. Say a jumem hanamo, if it's my say, Untuminka say a jumem has a bit allowance beer. Oko other radio station also musuti allowance na adwuma nsi say and the president to be obeba no one way or nobody decide say mami we na allowance e demand no do so mate so very good to way there masebedwafo nyina my issue is masebedwafo ni nyina age atomo and as say I propose abase yenya no akatua no to say cabinet minister and no never say
yes,
there's going to be an increment.
Information ministry, I have a problem with them still. With my
the discussion is on whether or not say Sa mami fue no omaketia no yenti omuka to say a cabinet minister status. And the moment I be yan sa no, it means that salaries and allowances of a cabinet minister no, it makes the government officials.
Omayan famo no mommy say. Sika di ayira no do si pa fo ya say. Sika ayira o mai mu. First data for me say. First MI.
No omunu 10 cra.
Omayan ye fama wo we ku ade timi mo man coffers.
For now listen na band dey o ye 10.
Yaw, etimi mo man ko. Sika ayira o mai mu pe se ehwa. We na be mo man o ye fama mo ku na be.
Akonta se ye kwe enim no. Se ye kwe enim no yekusia president na yero no ye nan a. Na ne yerenom fo ni nyina na yetu omuka
na enya ne yerenom
ne yerenom
say Ghana mra she Kwame Gasem cho Ghana mra nya ne keten say wo say wo ye president awo yere yes but Ghana mra nya
se me ye bachelor or bachelor president na yerenom ye nan a
legitimate wife the underline word
wawari nan ni nyina na Zuma wanware na ne yerenom ye say
na girlfriends
he was a liar.
Get serious with
I'm serious.
Have you heard any word we say concubines and wives? It said wives. It did not talk about
they go with handbags.
Get out there.
When traveling.
Handbag it's me. We are talking about wives. Don't twist the issue.
And I'm saying president and you
pay them. Well, legitimate wife.
5
I'm 10 crowd with you. But say Zuma you know 5. Allowances be out, they are entitled to it. And until Ghana, tell you, Ghana, and then say, okay, president, but because of culture, any tradition, no, over your man penina, we need that. People who have, I am a client to now, you make us on the responsibility.
Adentina, any President Kufuor ne ba mianka. Se be ya Ghana skano. Obi abedi binti no enkefie bia yenti mu baba konfa momo se betu o mo yerenom ka entinya kofie
efie bia
obi anyedi afen me hu se edonasa be bia ona ija de edonasa abro mama mi ntie wo yo ba ma ntie o
ohene dia ya ne se woni wukunu te wo na wo be firim oba bia mompa yeda se ni kunu be firi wiase ji oba won no ni kunu fisa se wukunu efiri ho na oni wukunu ni nkiti ahode na ya asade ye wiase nyina ya pem no enti yenhwe ekunafo ma wo mo ewo wiase no wo mo brepa ti se ne obi kunu ebe konko den na se bia owo ba mo wa be ma no so ko ne se ye ma ne bibia didi a enye bone me problem am me won say edi enti na ye ne wo mo no ne cabinet ne beji akatua pe a ye nya wo mo so mfa so that is my problem fi say ne say me ye minister na me sorry tempenten kwa me ye adwuma say de o mampanyina hye me na wo wuti fie adidas na wo ye o mampanyina yire keke na no nti wo ne me beji akatua pe wa bra ye nya so mfa so a ehwo de me nti ase ma ye ma wo musika no me ni problem because utimi ko bisa say enti ehwo hia mpo say wo se mo ehwo hia fi say di kunu ebe ye bi ewa asase so enti se ne woni wa no woni be ma bia because dodo no a obi ani won ma woko ware biem ni aka se be ma foforo beteki over nti se de ne ho aso no wo be ye kra nhye dem pie ye enti still wo mo ye ma kunafo ewa se ye support wo mo na sa wo mo salary ni mo aye be page ne de eni se drusa eni se drusa
Abronoma, that's very thoughtful. I disagree with this so-called president and vice spouse allowance because the president Ghanaians queued and voted for not their wives. Please, I assumed I'm a pastor for a particular church and the church pays me, so it's possible to pay my wife also. Please, let's be serious. My name is Adam from Bolga. There is no need to pay wives of president while there is no water in some communities, especially Miawani in the eastern region. Miawani for almost story in sad power. Oh man, good morning. We have money. If we have money to pay the ex-president wives, and yet we don't have money to pay school feeding programs. Why is this government taking us?
How many are they?
Omanhene, it's long time our leaders need to think about the majority of Ghanaians. They must think about us and not such few people. My question this morning is, okay, bring your question and I want to see if I can answer and help. My question this morning is, who supervised the supervisor? who supervises our armchair road engineers who sit in their offices and supervise road contractors who does substandard work on our roads, thereby causing most road accidents and wasting the taxpayers' money? Do we have punitive measures for contractors who fail to execute quality jobs? Joe Kajebi Akan, Oti region. Good morning, Omanhene. Please, can I have your personal line? Whilst the NAPCO trainees are suffering, look at what our leaders are discussing. At this time, thinking of first lady salaries, while others have worked more than 3 months without pay. Okay. Those are your questions, and these are your answers coming up this morning.
President or your baron,
So your spouse. Now, US, they have a first lady, a first vice, and the husband is the second gentleman.
Yeah.
Yes, American for system.
Send a contefi ne kono. Mama Rebecca Kufado ne Samira Bam, your mother bear by Jumaifo.
Sir, from government, they are now government official.
It's a bit more criticized on them.
Yes,
good.
Already criticize them.
Oh no, but not too much. This time around, baby, I do my question. Ghana for to 2 or more basanis from Common to
Tinekabane Fedodo a bit maca.
Oh, yes,
and then the on fact about a set time I wait. Now, there is your time. Why? It can't be a
on a light hand, they say Rebecca Kufu to the Kausha. Nyama wa yena Samira de Ghana Osi Ghana to man in tadi
no so what the beautify Ghana
GTP ni ATL company
Nigeria and in the nasi nasi wa hu the lele be kata
every way fan home all right. It's 8:12 in the studios. Welcome back. If you just join us on Facebook, that is Kessben FM and Kessben TV, Twitter Kessben Media, and on the YouTube Kessben TV. Just join us there and share for others to also watch us. This is Ghana Stock Morning right here, Maakye. Mofami Koja Subrana, Dr. Ekrado, na many Dr. Soso, and to us some free her. And Doc Nadia, the video come a teaser.
Erectile dysfunction.
Erectile dysfunction. Oh, Yabuano, Yabuama, Yakomunya Crado. Memano, you see, never can erectile dysfunction. Then ya ma obemen to me, sorry. Okay, Dr. Beckham.
Not half I drew the who are not doing that terminal soon moving. Want to with the Palacho.
Discussions on this.
I can tell you that Minya Daji.
Papa the best year.
Minya Daji. Let me teach you, Missy. Let me Daji.
To pay.
Thank you very much.
To pay.
Thank you.
What to pay now?
Yamere Joe. Ever call the Dutch with Tibet. To pain. Kakadru. To pain. What you bremo. What you can say. What was never ya. To pain. And I may come from my womb. Dear Dr. Solomon Asiako Faba. 2021 no to pain me pa cho tie me a minim honam ba bia ye ya se wo to se wo sere minim tasaboro tipaye ana arthritis bi wa utimi se wo nompem e de odwedwedwe untim etutu pa
ni bada sani awon manwem wo wi ase ha asam to nyonko na to be bia nkemfa ho me nso metene be bia nka me pema ye den nanso wadoma nkoma bo ade ebo nipa bata nipa ho obi ada na nyonko. This
is Kessben 93.3 FM, a new wave of excellence in radio.
Ghana has a sia. Dear mammy, no more dodo na nya school feeding. A couple so mean soon in Tia Moka. Uko suku no so. Adia ba kwa se ekoso headmasters ne bebre akoma no to muntumi nkasa eye aduane e wo se ekosuku ho muntie me ye e wo se aduane kosuku ho na enyo se ebi nko na so dodo na nko yakoba ne se me wi mu kire me se e bia na school no omo ye be 2000 omo here more bags be 150 ni amomo be 50 ni amomo be 100 suku bi emi modin last weekend kwala ni gare ni nkwan no mdie gare menkasa obi di gare ni nkwan aye then so na nya no nsesaye no they have to I don't know what to do to adjust and do so many things as an ometuma feeding kwala no me kai said this week here my friend no about di chumbusa no and also no kwese be 2 weeks ago na problems kakra wo ho because omo ye suppliers no sika na ye twama omo no omo de come adwa so a as omo sika no fom ya toto niam mu bebre eno ntine de akoba no se ama omo so omo supplier omo boka ejo so omo raise prices no kra ma omo nanso so suppliers ni bebre no and supply because e ka bebre wom eti ama bafa stock for niam also omo nya de schools no enkosa eti no kra ne say headmasters ne bebre akoma no atom omo nkasa but eniam also omo de feeding kwala no yie no eya tochima that is the truth. Nobody should deny this, and headmasters no nyina nim say asema making ye Omanhene wo kan asema. Why are you quiet?
They can't talk.
Why can't you talk?
Amano esaka no.
The whole issue no say e was say animu ya Minister of Education to an amount time GS to an amount time no mo share no mo forestall this situation because I'm sure you ne kodru ma bia mo wan say nkwara no e de e ma ne nam school honey and chance in nam school say come the one mo we you can't say to have say ya na mo officers are grown ye di o just say e peja ni mu ka kase na be national issue. Many a times I've sat here and said ABC many a kombo ama libaba mu nyakomo ye tra ka sem to say ya na ebi mo atutu na basa ne sre no mo di atem no mo yewe asem ne kwa na ba beto de ka ye no a o my Ghana no ye Ghana fo no kra ba ko pe Oko gender ministry a adjust afo abaye ye de adwumadi ni share ni sa ontumi ntua maami foi one peswa eno no so onkasa omo ho enke baye na nka wo bia why o ma Ashanti region anase wakwa pro ke baye go rounds and even check what was what pie
na we nyanko
that's 7 months. What do I day? Kokra na Ashanti region and be say man crime. Eastern region, Western, make a tour of the country. Now speak to them. I am chair ministry Anna. I'm chair minister now. No. Because kasa mami foi kanyina you say yeah school feeding your suppliers tata 7 months. You are not hearing anything from gender ministry. Why?
And I'm going to cry in the society. JJ, 2 months.
No, I must have said why?
It's 5 days. They are DB.
And the minister, we are this to make the words on the yesterday, the Jawa near their swallow. But can we be true?
So, auditors audit.
Idea auditing.
Audited.
Sadio and I am in Pessimity for MPP for a mamu almost second term in Pessimity. Because if you're not a chemu, or more the tea are quite now. Why the actual or more the tea in yeah, a best in there, Domle Volcasa will charge 5.4 billion at 12 goo. Now, wow, we'll see, or Usikani or Diabrabeche, contractors and some are quite baby, yeah, Makra. Ensure toss our quite in I say cry auditing. Yeah, no, go for a crow for by and your crow. And your crow. I only order $1 million. Yes, you
auditing. And so apart from auditing, a boy cano. Aquina can know and Quebec cost 100 million. On baby on berry packaging, no, now could do 200 million.
So, what was the essence? They say auditing, Miss MPP can say auditing, yeah, you some fast. Bibia na mo de kwase na we are auditing. I quite be brain o man mu hanoma. NDC sha se kakra. Along the line no abide by no omo jai and I west
and I'm say cost so time no kra na 1,000.
What is auditing?
And never got 2,000.
Yes, because Ghana and Tefako. Ghana economy
and cement cross that time ka contractor na ye kwan na nko de be no ka bi obeto ne be 30 cities.
Na cement
say 50 cities.
Iron Ross yes say.
Almost ton ye
And you know the coin, the August or the system akodru.
And I make us senti at the additional cost. Aba. It is Sarah Josafua, Sir auditing ya also ye. We Unia Cynthia Morrison, Mamley, and I know ye minister no be take over. Eka or Jatu Honwanza Watero Mammy and ye don't bet me to Anomotia.
But your payment nibi, they am Shishamu. Now what jack to us and a school feeding mammy fui. A man every day. Baby, yes, it be quite giant. But just as a teachers, no, so it's a no muso so Becasso said they are primary 2. Oh, primary 4 no, basic from class 1 to 6 no. I am passing moon where the anini and now be a noa. Then so news how many times they also yet ready so I can't say we are.
The Sika Koshem is almost about 60,000. This time so Uncle 3 weeks no mama quine. Or I no so do baby. On first cow he be on trust.
I'll go first cow he. Well, Muslim himself man why thing. You know, say Niama and Koyesa. At your best, where you may and some way and I'm in pet. Oh, yeah, now Koyasa and Nanado, ye Sarah Jossa Fuesi was say on Shem Ministry on Shem to Toniama. Every blessed day, school feeding man or Manuma Samba Cope. Hey, a dear. Tuka Fisa Jabade, Tuka Fisa Jabade. Debbie Amubo, I didn't know Mubo Tuka Fisa Jaba. Hemamin Casamba control. Me say I'm a everything your leadership. Everything your leadership. Shababy, I'm maybe I'll call and maybe be a say oh. Met my card back Ghana Publishing Company.
Yes.
Ghana Publishing Company. Send you not Ghana Publishing Company.
This is Kessben 93.3 FM, a new wave of excellence in radio.
All right, I don't pay. You never to change come up a brain and come on, dear Nunako. Yes, sir. Bob Nestor Mali, hold on for me. Let me go to the lines and speak to Dr. Gertrude Kwasiga. Mami, wano ena school feeding or your coordinator. Eti owa homano swa mami emano akwaba. Dr. Gertrude Kwasiga me mwachi.
Yo, me just why.
Oba na I want to say.
Mihuye nyaminti mihuye.
Yada nyamiase. School feeding ma wa Ghana hesun. Se be so me be nsuni. Ena fe so kabisu kikemu previous minister. Womo ntehwe. Enti anopa yesi e ba wo nchen ya busa. E de na ekoso wadaroma.
Oh, bibi ankoso. Enye boni. Payment, payment na ye ni hujuma pa maomo. Nti yegusu ye juma.
Boka se bo gusu ye juma, bo so men son de se kwan wow ana.
Oh, wa wonim say school feeding juma no. A pre-financing.
Okay.
Nti omo contract me e wo ho say Uber financing at least 1 month or more. Nti ya yenim say sika ni hu ye din. Nti yesu system no na ye dey follow because ya kasa no Ministry of Gender na debia no na yesro mukwan ansa na ye juma.
When was the last time our money minister Shia was sikai ho sansa complaints ne ya doso? When was the last time our money minister Shia?
Oh, I was signing documents. My minister is signing documents. Nti na a call finance. Nti finance for now oye de omoye ni hujuma. Enu de omoye ni hujuma. Enu rapo me frɛ director of budget me. Until we catch them there. Even school feeding, as so dear to their heart that even me, Mrs. Kwasiga. Until the women are their women, and so they omubusu. Until almost signing BBA, until akakakra, almost ambeka stangu.
The reason I'm my friend is yenyanti yes mama mani ko from na man bi said Diane also mo de call primaries no I say ebi mo nya sika nya aduane no o ma prefinance am mo sika asa eti ase adwuma no mo nya ne se ne wo so mo ye no
I mean, they can. From the beginning, I told you that Sika. Say, between you and your papa.
Me just said, they all kind of crowd. Obi atu ase. Why? Me only the kind of say.
Sika no. It's difficult to get money.
Oba pa mami ni unchichim command ope kakra o Kessben media. Abetoja na yehunu se amampani dada o matwam wo mo te ase ne wo mo a o maka ba bi wo mo yirenom ye ma mo allowance bi kakra na sesia no aban no ari akomra se bedwafia mo ye no salary any allowances na Ghana for bebre kasa wo ho a ko wie se sesia no de ye mo pese o mo agi akatua te se cabinet ministers Anopay, why your ba penny or memu dear? Ye you are drinking show home. Say now cano.
I made that say, Mamma me, Kakra me, I can say, you say, na allowance na ya, warm de Emma warm. Na in prempi, no, Kakra, you say, a bit more so mukunu any hobby more. Me papa example JJ Rollins mobile camera bi ni video bi ba out no can say emna no nye president bi edru baby no na yare sikakra wo benya ene nsem bebe me pese me code details
no correct
ba kakra me nim say allowance na no omode ye dey omode ema wo but I say wo mu kunu no ni hobie mu a ase na ne ema mu ayeden ama wo enti say allowance de a ye nyina ye pene so na mo be ma na allowance na wi a wese atua ni pe aden wi so a wo start back date to 2017 eno no na kire me so kakra bi say ye niska na covid is we ba ye nsam bebre She Ghana for workers, Muslim bear 4%, almost so here 15%. Adia chin saying, you know, none of my boy a day. Yedding. Me patches what Matias. Intina was say, I say, we owe ye and so sorry, and Yama would day on Hukrana. No board in champion, and so be an oak free. Into be a winning will be feast of what on so now one told. Mena walk as I say, Ghana Shekaya dear. Eguye so JDM ko na 122 and abroad 307 billion and no kra ne aka se any judgment date nya mai enti allowance na de enya hwe na mom afa de wusu wo sa betua ne ka allowance na ho uwie ya wusu wo backdate akọ 2017 ani asadi ani wo mo anana kona du so ate ase bebo a Prof yireti asemebo a
no correct
pa kwasi yireti asemebo a
no correct
JDM yireti asemebo a
no correct
enti say no wo mo nyina no ube ma wo mo allowance no asam wo salary ana say eye wonko a wonkrofo me that to me no feel say allowance ye ni problem na wo backdate I just say we should see kapa ye betua in millions. Then I was a funny say at least every 2017 benyana. Omanya tinemu dada ana bemena.
And no.
Our my survival. And to be any I started from 2021. Nasa allowance no kra na mo de be kotro kakra. Me pa choso atimase.
Matuase.
Eya de awon so ko programs bebre. Awo kwa e wo so di bibi e den eto.
That's right.
And na wo ha na we no afre. E chena na obi afre ma me minister yempo a enru ho kra no pressure die so anya asam tetwa. What you say enti sa allowance na wo de ma no no obetui di asisi ntokuro bi. Afesu so mo fra ba mu a still no. No wo no so je sa allowance na ye den. Na tumi aboa. Because let me say your first ladies no apart from your first president Nkrumah na bia Dr. Buzia minim so no na yire ne da ho tiatia ne aka nyina wo mo yire no mo atiase
every fact cry yire tiase
aha enti no allowance na ade be ma no no de hwe ne ho na medical bi to na wakobua ya betiase na we ye twa ye ni nyina wie sa mo first time ye wi second time na say we calculate free no ho ade aba in millions esa be ma Ghana po buafu ono we ka na wasori anopa na wo kwa adwuma no hwe percentage a wo de to ne so wo president untua da ka untua la untua water untua we hwe wo nso ne ye wo di tua wo ho ka eno nyina ka huntina ye tu kwansi ekopeska omumuye no mintimi hu I can't think for a democracy and I say democracy. Me friend democracy and open crop me say na Ghana and I say African countries so democracy and say na adani democracy ana I can't think for then yes I say sikani krum bibia ya basa na say president ukotu akachi mu wo dey hwe demonstrations ebeba and then was a banner media pues a advert munya sika was a beer some currency will be premises amunya skentia bibia young basa and then I was say will be to me push sadi away say samri wemu and cropo buafu na famous sadi we are sabe abe bosso. If you say any good time, I was a sad way ever because a bus and I create a problem, baby. Intimacy abino. Sadia way pa dear. Now it has a first lady on Uncle Abedi 6 million to 7 million. Baumia Yerenso, Abedi way Adain. Miss Ray, your poor much of baby, do any baby ako. Only a cost to Haiti. Only a cost to Mali. Only a cost to Ivory Coast. Burkina. Ene niema adan na ekoso sa yesre saade we die yenjai na parliamentarians no so no mate so wo mo die no onso mo cars na die o mo na ya yesete wo mo di tua wo mo ka enya aban sika na emom no we no aban no e wo se wo come anita ho na wo guarantee mame akwa se wo ba bia wo we Kessben bi akoji bibi company needing a credible company what you say so because a company in guarantee amount now in case of when anti sana MPs ne cars na yeden etie betue and every month say no say wo kwani anto aba na yes grass na de ba e ka bi wo ho ana o ma yeden ati ahye o ma tie trim because sabana guarantee amana o kopesika na atoka na yemfa no me pacho so matemase nti I hope some piece the end enye free wo mo ankasa na be den e bechia na emom no mo hia sa aban e be guarantee nti eduro no okofie no antwia na aso aban but first lady for ne sane e mane de ye besre omo ntina allowance no ho sa some be increase allowance na mo increase na your former first ladies na wo mo so etin kwan mu no no almost more than my woman. Okay. That's
$1 million question. Okay.
Mr. Yanya dear, the boy, Nina, if you be MPP, if you be NDC, if you be a CPP, will be in a pegana ye. All near maybe what?
Medase Obapa ni tadi soso medase. All right, yeah. Fanyaka soso na me doctor.
My mom yen saying you na
George wa hanomo. What we school? Okay. Ti akase be fra Tuba.
It is finished on.
Yeah, bwana. What is the meaning of it?
It's like it
stop that thing.
Debbie, it is finished as in it is finished.
He's a human being. You don't like this ascribe.
Debbie,
so
yes, it is finished.
Yes, Juma no kodi Juma no di no say it is finished. What is it is finished?
Like a
awie de na awie
da peso ya na
so so ya no ko wasama me ma mo nya asem
o peso ya we no
ya ni enko
lawyers we ya no agro
I don't know what the be our new ka ade just ya ni enko
8,400 ni so spicy and the tablet.
This is Kessben 93.3 FM, a new wave of excellence in radio.
And to change Komotiawa na afei be saba mo nchen de de ko na na wa cheme mo ancha no pe
Omanhene Yaw Adu Boakye rap imejuzo
na wo bom to say
stadium point
ya da oba de ase anano ya to change komo na o say NDC Mabuno demonstration for you, it was needless. It was something to score political points. Nominally, and they omako omode and some akoda omanhene omak table about 8 key issues. Na still I want to say ehun here.
Omanhene madawase mame emfa wo twidi tachi nso na men share between aponi na abrempon enuanom adehye much for affiliation and a party penning for a party, no fair consistency police to my and I region so no yame and show munna to my Omanhene no pattern. This is probably the most baseless and useless demonstration I remember.
Really?
Poorly organized because they don't know, say the poor. Millions of youth at the Agumutation. Na Abia Yambiya, Aye, Taka, Ewa, Omode Fast, because Taka ya, Ofumi, Emoya, a Bushia for a Gado, a Girafo, Abia Tomini. Then, Waka, Taka, who saw the Baba Ye demonstration. Now injustice beautiful. Now we are march for injustice. Now kaka wua no enfam anyosamu. We now picture a center region. And no one who ni papa put ni pro. I don't know why you march for justice go on. Among the so say nyatmo. Who am regional officer at center region. Obi who won ya. To trust someone is see honum ya. And no one yet match for justice. Now, Obi away from ya Bushafo no biara hono. And no one quack of Faba or the air match for justice. As far as Samusha branch or NDC no affect the country for Ibia and the MPP for Abopa, see Kukuno. After Muso, there be or MPP ni name Mono, or can't say be any MPP for the Enutina.
Oh, come on. It's way too much.
More than 1 billion.
1 billion a month. There's a month, the allowances and salary 1 billion. How? It's not possible. Earning can you Doctor, Marvin Till.
In fact, the market example, Sir Obama Dina, Etimacy for
So they have politicized package that right from day one. And now, maybe can't say, we will be any munyambi out perform among you, some person or a demonstration. We say, now, ODJ, Munyambi. And now it was a failed demonstration. And when you buy a few hundreds, they don't believe in the demonstration happening now.
Nanabi.
I'm not about question. Some girl then wire twice. We a young man wire twice MPR. Ningo pram for a mo. Akoni. I'm not winning Casamuna or Casa. Who's the money so for any fee? It is a money. So mo military person obi a o military uniform bia na mo be treat it say or criminal. Omanhene baby a mo fa yen so no. So okona fa aviation social center ho. Na ko fa Ministry of Defense. Na ko fa 37. Na o sa ba na be fa 37 edi mo ho. Na o ko flat tabasa. Military form ko an na wo. Oduka sa se mi numra ntie ni mu ba ko. Wo hu obi o se military uniform no approach bibi no de abona. Na we or leaders na you no nsem no. How do you even measure it?
Okay. Nanabi, hold it there for me. Me say almost say number one. We share them because since you are the youth commander of NPP, one more say me kind to know since the advent of a Akufo-Addo Bawumia government, unprecedented levels of violence, impunity, and lawlessness have been visited on innocent citizens of the country by both state and non-state actors at the behest of and all with the acquiescence of the current government. 3. These violent attacks have led to the avoidable deaths of about 10 Ghanaian citizens without just cause. The latest installment of these took place only last week, Ejra and Wa. At Ejra, unarmed protesters expressing their disquiet about the unceremonious assassination of prominent youth activist Mohammed Kaka were set upon by armed soldiers and shot, resulting in the death of 2 persons. 5. In Wa, dozens of soldiers without any provocation embarked on an indiscriminate assault of anyone in sight. 6. These violent incidents were preceded with 6 months ago by the callous gunning down of 7 Ghanaians at Techiman South, Ablekuma Center, Odododio, during the collation process of the 2020 elections. And they say 7, the killings themselves followed several other instances of abuse of citizens by regime actors. These include the broad daylight attack on NDC members by what the word is it? The balaclava wearing MPP bandits clad in national security apparel during the Yaw Adu Boakye by elections. And they recall the dastardly attack on a court in Kumasi by MPP military calling themselves Delta Force, who had earlier attacked the then Ashanti Regional Security Coordinator. So they also recall with regret the storming of chamber of the August House by Parliament by armed military personnel. One more person which say Nana Akufo-Addo Bawumia led government is attacking civilians here and there with the use of military, and how do you respond to that?
Omanhene decline. Global Peace Index. Was the kind of Africa in Ghana, you're tossing West Africa, then you dick. Omanhene and from so back community of violence. And Omanhene, your elections in now you're having now. Your elections related violence. So if I begin to list under NDC, Maka Tripne, Maka Talensi, Maka Etua, elections related violence. Only can we hear much room. It's anonymous, you can see a discussion. It's not your boy, man, and answer your boy, man, because you're listing. Omanhene, if I sit down today, make me listing a lot far more than normal thing. But in some sphere, you must take security apparatus. No, I hear me, Juma. Because me at the time was what you used to say. A drop. Me military man call home. I feel a disproportionate application of force. Okona se mebuna bochim kuchoboy. Need live bullet kwa. I find it unfortunate. But to politicize it and say Nanado Danko Akufo-Addo and I know it's most unfortunate. Because all can happen. Then I also start referring you. My brother Sumanka Samudisi, you look upon it on a quano or any ano say Yokokuno. None to be Kakosa, Mr. Enuntino, former President Muhammad Kado, no see Debbie. That is not the argument. and some I see Nancy and someone, you Kaka way, if you show my police for quite your man or some initial investigation, you mean at the Abuja. Yes, I a public inquiry, I know, or much setting us here. And before I appear before it doesn't more come and lack merit. All that they want to do is that these pockets of incidents, as you know, create a certain sense of insecurity. But okay, Ghana is a peaceful country. But and then they say, no, can't say, Omanhene, heaven, baby, and Kessben, I want to go patch in baby. Omanhene, you can come Bible. And you want to know if I want to be someone near to the bus as issue.
Okay.
And when people baby cry as some work as you say, who said obedience someone here? Now, I'm almost no young woman, I am Wojuma. It is okay, because I'm saying, when you're booming, now to be a Wojuma. Each and every one of them. Now, I am not on the tape, and someone opinions or cassette or the boys about someone the year Juma. The referee tape, so, and someone won a national chairman at the car, yeah. I will come up to the young kidnapping of when you say, I am no referee now, and all listen on mine is in a committee can what the account. When NDC Mebunu are on party office or Ashanti region, 1 minute body to Nanka what you know, so I can be another way you film. And the Chesapeake Yacho, or mine in Yesino, Jamestown, near Kusti, your broad day lighting, and the police may word you mark. Omanya is also. Ye MP, Omuya, Aaron Fanchaman, and there, Yenya, Jumwa, Yakoyanim. Near Kusi, our military officer, your funnel, Timo, Yankisu, Timon Fosso near Momono. Yet my condemn. It's most unfortunate.
Nana watch it, Mammy Fossi, Amedosia.
I did not call my name as King and come with videos, name fat and criticize it. A year, some George and some of can I say, Yanama Yoki, yes, there will be announced the military uniform, young treating is criminal. Meaning the Mura, maybe I'm Marco for Ministry of Defense, Marco for 37, whether for flat staff anymore. Among your military from Guanago.
A Honya military from Guanago, it is some George and some Okaya, and I watch it. Can you get it back for me? Okay.
We have met with the IGP. We've agreed on the routes. We have agreed on all the protocols. To those who sat in the meeting last night and decided that they are going to put the military to meet us halfway on this war. Rescind your decision. Part of the reason for this demonstration are the excesses of the military. You don't want to provoke the people. The military has never been a tool for crowd control. The military is not trained for crowd control. We have had, as organizers, we have had no consultation whatsoever with the military. We have had consultations with the police, even as far as agreeing on what side of the road to walk on, where to make the turns and everything. So why bring in the military? Those who sat in that meeting last night and said that they should bring military into intersections, be minded. You don't have the interest of this country at heart. The military officers are not trained for crowd control. So what is their business on the road? Since when has the military been the one responsible for security in a demonstration? As the IGP said, that he's incapable of handling the situation. You see, this bastardization of the military is wrong. The military is not the first point of instance in crowd control. The military is always a backup when the police themselves make the request for the military.
For you. Now let's get to Kawasem Anope yet.
asa shirina no pano wasa meja wo mu asoma biaba wodman kuma oba de ehye yense yeninsa woso eni je ni adrewo afe wunua bi wi ase asonimu eba sa wo yira kwanso akere ne kwampa no bi asem ye obi asmo oni pada sani awon manwemu wo wi ase ha asam to nyonko na to be bia nkamfa ho menso metene be bia nkame pema yeden nanso wadoma nkoma bo ade ebo nipa bata nipa ho obi ada na nyonko ensu na yiresio obi a woni duma odidi bo a oman wokwana ni kosi na fo ayuku ni chechere ne ma obi anani koso ni ja obrechi ni kukodu fo eja wo mo enkuni maba agurana na wiri kwa ba akasa no makasa french obi na no awobo ajo asana na ho febia woni bono so awira cheche wokwane ne bane na sene ni ba ejo no bi no anta bi eja wo mo anami di asem asa chirina no pano wasa meja wo mo asoma biaba wodoma nkoma oba ade ehye yense yeninsa woso eni je ni adrewo afe wunua bi wi ase asonimu eba sa wo yira kwanso akere ne kwampa no bi asem ye obi asmo
Over the bomb to say,
yes, I do watch it. Yes, me or
Diaboko.
Yes, I do.
As antibiotic, you look alike. Oh, now I say only dear antibiotic. Okay, the faces look like the face look alike. Now, but to the Ben, where was it? Beno,
Ombano.
Oh, right, I almost started salute.
I think somewhere 2008 about Ghana Bar Association meeting be good until before say I'm Kushan.
No, who won? What?
That time was say me, man, only say no card.
I didn't know myself. Somewhere there.
Yes, I don't know where.
George, now also important to say, presiding member, Kwabre East, vying to be MC. Bibi Aboko. Hopefully. Now, Abba, former former MC of Wasi, post Nubeso DBO.
Nami say Eda. Mekra no ndi okwa.
Zuba.
Midinechi.
Okra. Okra na tell say
junior brother
me
oh really? This is the beauty of it. So government made a different cry. That's the beauty of it.
I was our MPP chairman eba.
Me MPP chairman ba.
Zuba minimda.
I was on one mobile ho na ye hon kwan na de. So mobile side ho on ko bi.
Oh, why have you MPP chairman ba?
Yeah, sure. Kwabri is MPP chairman. Ne ba no why.
Me wa fan to the better
people, you see, they are family. All right, Zuba in komo and some menu. Quick one. Response from Omo panel I set up so munye, you know. Kanopepra. And some of the regional minister and some of them kind of nina. Mebo Kanopepra voice and rap. That's the latest about a response to the entire
me on the GOC for Central Command and Police Command.
Central Command. Beautiful. Very good. I hope so. And now let me repeat it quickly. Now for you share spouse yeah no so.
As at now, no media personnel has spoken to me as the battalion commander, and they are out there saying all sort of things. The facts that we have is different from what they have or what they see. So it is better if they consult for us to kind of before they come out with the information, because at times it's very sensational and get people who say all manner of things which is not proper. So we plead with them. If they find some of these things, they are always welcome. They can come for us to discuss before they put out the information. That is my plea. And I want to add that our primary role in internal security operations is to help police or civil authority maintain law and order. Now, the other one is to restore law and order. The restoration comes in when police is overwhelmed. It means the police has pampered you, used the appropriate measures, and you are still not listening. So when the military comes in, a little more force must be applied. We cannot adopt the same measures that the police adopted, but we have to go a little further because we have done that one and you are still out of control. And if the civilians or the youth had run over or had their way out, that would have been the end. So at times, please, let's try and weigh some of these things.
Do you think in the operations that we had in Nigeria, there was the need to have called in the ambulance, knowing that there is a possibility of
ambulance? Sir, it depends. So you see,
no, this is specific. Sir, saying in the case of Nigeria, yes.
So you see, the aim was not to kill.
But you did.
Sir, the aim was not to kill. It was just unfortunate. If the aim was to kill, sir, we would have gotten not less than 100 people die. It's just unfortunate.
But Kenneth, you knew that for every such operation, there will be people who are casualties. We're talking about people who are baby. The rioters themselves could have maimed themselves.
Yes, sir. As a matter of fact, I even suspect the weapon that fired from the protesters might have hit one of them.
That's subject to investigation.
Yes. And yes, because you see, the soldiers started firing into the air. If you are not a professional and there's another rifle firing, you wouldn't know. And that is how come some people are saying that they were not handling weapons. When an M16 rifle fires, I know.
Yes.
When a J3 rifle fires, I know. But the ordinary civilian doesn't know. The media wouldn't know. So all you hear is gunshots into the air, and it started when the soldiers came. So you assume that it's only soldiers who are firing.
Zuba. Mind you.
Yeah, me jaw it for na me tia. Ona wa jemba wo hwe. From day one of the hearing, I've been disappointed and saddened all through. Uti omakawonze na omukana oze Bible mu no. Nyankopon bo wi ase de dikan no. No ka che Adam say apple bi ho. E man fan sanka. About the Eve beka Adam no. Nyame amfa sa instruction bi ama Eve. Ba nyame nim di no me say o de 2 minima Adam no. Adam be aye de ye. Ndi o twa ase ne beda da Eve na omukudi apple no. Nyame be bisa de odi tumi ma no se hwe ha ade we mfa nsanka no opo bi ayi ase no ndi abe ni pesu abibia bibi besi bia ne yepe obi who next to blame utie o ma account nya they want to get a certain impression as a media no ever since over sensationalization as a media no get a certain image. And I ask myself, is it real? And sometimes they go to the extent to say, I say, unimu, because you are not part of them. Now, unimu, also media for the Bom now, we journalists. Also, you need now, we a soldier into a human with your being a soldier. Unimu, una titua, uhutu cro. Now, also, who pay after also, I've been in pen crab, big and also say media phone. What happened in the trial? The Michelle multimedia. It was live, not recorded. Live. And there's cameras pick us as and when they happened. And let's assume that a man the bullets that I saw being picked from the ground. Now they compare more accounts now police in the back was a pump action sound. Meanwhile, the videos I saw with J3 and M16 bullets. The inquiry talk more at the scene.
But what is the G3 and M16?
Okay, G3 no, and the Tintina idea no, yade magazine no, a show me go school guys.
Yeah.
What I say? Those times near guys is at an boys company. Ha, baby as uko armed forces secondary technical. The park no na school on a training. It military training me umma me command the bia follow it through. my name PT, my name Amory instructions. I know all of them because I've been there. My training, and I even went to the military academy. My number 1997. My number was 167, and for whatever reason, at medical point, I was not successful. Because some of the guys I went with, maybe a lieutenant colonel. But we have some idea about some of the things. Ekoso. What the police for no account now? Police for ne say, enye omune free for military intervention. Of course, the regional minister had gone to admit culpability or responsibility, if I should put it that way. Say, only affair because based on the Security and Intelligence
Report
Act, unya intelligence, until he decided to bring in the military at the time that Owaka. And who the minister account now? He didn't get intelligence. He was giving information because he would be a frame and not catch me. I've been chairman of Security Council, so I know the structure. Intelligence is processed and analyzed information. So if the information comes to you and it doesn't go through the security process and evaluation, it can never be intelligence.
It remains information.
It remains information. 2, within the Security and Intelligence Act of Ghana, there's no mention of a regional minister. The Security and Intelligence Act and the Security Councils mentions RECSEC, DISEC, and in the cases in the law there's no mention of MUSEC, but in the cases of municipality it is called MUSEC. In the law there's no mention of MUSEC. It is DISEC.
The chairman is a minister.
I'm coming. I've been there, so I know the structure.
Okay.
Me say in the Securities and Intelligence Act of Ghana, there's mention of security councils.
That's right.
And specifically, it calls RECSEC and DISEC. In the cases of municipalities and metropolitan areas, it is not DISEC, it is MISEC and MUSEC. But the law did not capture them as MISEC and MUSEC. It mentions only RECSEC and DISEC. I want to state this for people to know that Minimadena Mekan.
Okay.
Because I've worked with it. RECSEC is not regional minister.
Okay.
RECSEC is a council. When the council is not composed, it does not exist. And the law requires RECSEC to take certain actions. One person cannot unilaterally compose himself into RECSEC, especially when the person is out of the jurisdiction, and give orders that is supposed to be given by a council. Yeah, who follow me? The law is explicit.
So in an emergency situation as such, where probably the minister is out of town, should he have consulted all of them probably via phone or something?
The first person he should have consulted was his regional police commander, not the army commander. And get the regional police commander to give him what we call CTREPS.
What is that?
Security. Some of the things won't break it down. I know I'm radio Bakubi. Before I realized I had given out
certain information
that for me, me undermining government officials' security, and it is not fair. It is sometimes I have to be restrained on matters. It is the CTREP will give you detailed account of what is happening and the anticipations.
Okay. Like progress report.
And the CTREP will emanate from the district. And then the regional command will do evaluation of it and improve on it and give to you the political head. In this case, the chairman of Security Council. Based on that, then with your security liaison officer, you ask for advice on what appropriate security measure to take.
Okay.
And in this case, all of them are led by people charged with internal security. The military is the last option. Because in the cases of Ejura, in their quest, handle crowd in this. Men who say discharge tear gas. With the police, what arrangement on the choir to manage car? Because incident in CN, the drug command had realized a man who could see Obia Basa a bit and yen Nyanum came for so be tough from no mukujana a dom cop. And this a dom corner a wono a cock of baby and Tiasiemba, especially when I'm visit Yako police. Yako police yenteshi, yadia dear born no, a D more than 24 hours, police in act here. And son of owu na police and a man warning letter. What I say? Now throw all manner of suspicion into the air.
Death, no?
Around the death now. Also we expect to say a man telling into the called in for reinforcement from police, from her SWAT, any riot control years, no, it be quiet. Into Omokono. Now there's the tendency for crowd to mass up. What happened to the use of tear gas? Then it means that your primary motive of going there is not first and foremost to de-escalate tension and minimize the potential for them to up any act of violence. Because enuna de call area and no man ye dispersing crowd no. Odi saka de nebeko.
Kessben.
Seka odi bullet kwa. Enkofo omo ya omo agitate no. Also anticipate say me de ya sign ko ka ho bi wa ebek escalate. And there are examples. Abra KNUST. Omo ye say omo de cat any unity hall mixed halls no. Na amante no ene maba wo school no dede no mu ntwi mu mekeke. In what mo friend in English street protest. Process and no more and to abroad mudu commercial area ho baby ice cap no omo encounter military and police are warning shot them, then they got agitated and the thing got out of hand. And that one could easily have been a guide for this regional minister who supervised that activity. And his security commander say a similar thing happened. KNUST, a similar thing happened. Untimi tafu untimi fa abrobe enshafom enkote kwedu. So would you have how do we manage crowd management? And me as chief executive, me won't be that. I believe Menkai John Uso Bushman for a yaw. It will be so Anglo good concession between the small scale miners and Trifano. It's as a result of some of these things. And a day, when the people on the ground are not properly consulted, this is what happened. Because in that incident, you know, I think of Kumasi, by the district divisional police commander, me, chairman of the council, nobody was aware that there was that kind of operation taking place. And none of us in charge of security was involved. It is a structure, no one fine year, Juma, no one for the necessary implement now. You get some of these things that we are getting. A lot of the accounts that you are giving, everybody wants to make sure, especially when the minister has gone to accept seminar major or that number, everybody wants to conduct themselves in such a manner that at the end of the day they will not be culpable. The minister now go to say honor or die because the police commander says military for military for no say who was giving a bizarre no see a paper who was giving command soldier no or former or say police need be control room and Vladimir Janso kept asking that question because and then at the point in time the chair asked and there's no be able to make my command because who was giving command on the ground so you can't de omo anomo man pontin area how come life when they call who was in command or say nabako operation room operations control is it the person
how can you be operations room
on the ground
That is not possible.
He was pushed and signed a horse. So you need all grounds. Nobody wants to accept culpability. I mean, the only good thing I'm picking from these things is that you're all outside, we're getting a fair idea of how a first way manage crowd. And I think going forward, together with civil society and Ghanaians, we should be able to shape the structure of crowd management within our security service. Other than that, I'm not expecting anything to come. Nobody will be culpable. Shifty blame. What will happen?
All right, it's 9:10, Mami NTA. Honorable George Upon, presiding member Kwabri East. You just heard from the former MC of Boise, giving us deep intelligence. Next time we'll say radio be our friend or say let's speak to the
expert of
security expert.
They are not executive expert. I am local government. How did he become a local government expert? So while deciding member, he has been on land for a very long time. So out of experience, he's become an expert.
Very soon, very well. Legal expert.
No, local government expert.
George.
Papa, who has an experience and who is expert. An expert is somebody who has made a publication, a finding of fact. He has added to knowledge. A reputable institutions and journals have published the person's works. And no, you can't say you're expert. Nemum say Maya Juma or District Assembly as assemblyman presiding member for so many. It doesn't make me it can make me only experienced at that area.
Bagana had maybe expert.
Kasawaka is here next time we should be fair. Many security experts.
I think I'll congratulate my brother by and large, and I think he's made a very interesting points. Right. I agree by and large to a very large extent with him in his submission. Drew Bra, say or mine and the chichere and in Cancon and in Koso and say near Sieno. Sasemne da Punutia. Asemno, send a tear pa near Shasemno and Kasaka. And up in the Casamuno Munu politics be a home. And you see, say
that is him. That was dealing politics.
He's dealing with the matters on the ground, and to extent that that is fine. Politics there. When you are doing politics, let people know you are doing politics.
Yes.
And the bra will can somewhere or mine assembly, mine or mine assembly.
Excellent.
I have no problem with anybody with us. And who say on one casacra and casa emuno baby or no bra no ye jumampo de ye. In fact, what you say, your mine assembly worker and your politics assembly. You see. Ebrebia bibi besi ewo man mu bia ye be sha ase se ye de politics e hye natare bia na nipa odi sa anyambra sem no wa fa no ho adi odi bone a PMP na ndisi atare wo de hye ya na akọ hye akiri amanfo be ko ama na akọ ba be free eno no na ese o man na ebo o man se security wo ho na wo na adwuma a eso wo ye security intelligence kwan ya fa so eso security wo do oniema ya adwuma emra ya nwunu e de ama security na ebo ho bra na not out of nothing yes excesses we num ye be avoid nti ene ba ne sa enti se ye hye ne ye structure na enti ne wo command no se efriwe so ebeba we so efriwe so ebeko we so efriwe so ebeko we so na obi a hye ne de pepepe na se ekoba se security personnel bi kokoye na adwuma na ono ne friend professional enti ono no you will expect that professional to behave as such. Na say professional no what the professionalism ni nyina to nchen na okototo atuhunu tuo abrem faso ni so obi wo kra personal instincts ono ankasa ofrifie ba na bu afu bi kra won na yera ko wo bad mood ono obi wo issue scores to settle those people are omuntimi contain o emotions no ye de tu ahenensa we dangerous person ana onam ho enti okọ no okototo ni tuo se de ye to na se de ye kwosui no ye nyina de ye asua de na ye hwehwu se ebre biduru na se mentime ho ase ba penchen ba se ye nipa de eye den ebeba ena obi anso won the level of appreciation to issues ekwan ya asemsi a ofaso te ase ofaso hunu ene se de o si ehu ne fa enti se obi a yente ye ho ase ba mu ase ye nipa nso ebeba ekwan be na e be fa so a e betimi a contain say saa nneɛma no abra yenya these casualties, these needless deaths yenya nemom ebra no so bekwa ama ye timamufo no say it is not right in any way and it cannot be justified under any circumstances say obu ofunti police car ye de abasa e mabo ho ban enhwe nipa so no woto abo brum de abo ne mma echesi police sabe yenua mahama ewu a owu ye. A lot of people nyame fa ne kransie were even blaming him. Say bema na ne to obo won na so jani wodon sa gu bo ame de emma eku. You see ene no obi ani ho a obeye sa ade ni bio. Police na omo ko no say na e pick up eno omkuta tu a it wouldn't have been the same because bullion van de oto bobo ma fine. Sa amoka na no omde nam no. You share video no oto bobo mu a eno no police a oye owa abotre kakra bibia be would contain it because I know enya ne hwe yoko banka boy omutu na omugu pick up achikutatu na woto aboboro ma. What do you expect? They will retaliate and that will be fatal. Enti timamufro no sontonte ye ho asese ye wo right ye wo akwanya si ye be ye niema bebre nemom eniema bi won so awuni ho kwan sa wo ye ese ye tie no ase as simple as ABCD se police so ye adwuma bi no nyanya ya fine. And we are why and you can demonstrate that displeasure in any manner ope. Nemum to extent say obey physical violence. To abo say near man say japade no. And also it's not something I say condone. And this is so a woman man yes sir. Say media me bo fu hwe na no de sintonso. Nanti bia kono no omone ma kotishe gato edi omo nkwase asem omo pie ya they were just looting people and others ade echinya the other faction also retaliate na than clash police aba trying to do all manner of things and they are omonte hwe and this police for no and handle this and na proportionality kwan ya me hu sade bi mu odin anase emu omre no obi an se de obehu na fawo se police ba no oye niema obi ho office obo wasum ba kwa okay but obi ho office obutu kan ho do shagatamu a that will be okay proportionality enti enya de aye wo susu bia de toto ho measure no something of reasonableness,
what they call reasonable force.
That's the point. So the reasonableness no is to what
relative to everybody.
Anybody is subjective. Reasonableness to a specific person is a subjective matter. Because they are mere reasonable man, no. Ebi ana no obi won so a enye reasonable man. Though we may have a certain level of threshold, say obi reasonableness no. When we call somebody on the street, what will amount to reasonableness? Anyway, if you say anything, the very reasonable amount common person on the street, maybe that may be a measure. But no crano. So also we shall the differences room. A woman casanum. Enti a brand so say. Yensu yeti e ho asese timamufo no yensu ye waso die se BBC na ante ho ase na wo kire wa ye die a it should not generate into physical violence. Eni so toto abo eni so sa ade eni so ye bibia and now no minuanu mi sa yes o mo call fix the demo. I happen to meet them at Flaster House main gate. I met them over there. Mi share mo pepepe and no ma dia no me nkra na enika kutomo placards bomb nyomo sa general sunny reggae at castle sunny reggae just it was very fun and adia wo ye no nkraba I don't know obi etimi ato boabo obi etimi ato nsu obi etimi ato tuo. It cannot be. And they presented their petition, they left there, and there was Adechi and BBS because they went there peacefully, they came peacefully. And in as much as I police and name is security in the so say and you may be more ya almost the almost professionalism no fan to home the same way we should also tell the citizenry say maybe why you don't go beyond any bond because say bas security there say any per 1,000 ebewu no fee say 10 wu no betimi sustaining 90 na 990 na kana that 10 will go down.
Okay, thank you very much. Quickly, the encore spousal allowance. The time of 5 minutes.
Yeah, only Chuma.
And Chuma, you did can't, you know,
the Kwabuchi.
The Kwabuchi.
can be a failure about me. I know the Bequa. Hey, emojis, any can make up any ma.
But that is how she feels. That's how she is.
And I make her say, I feel the gay quantuma. Miss, I know to say yes, but they are slap. As I'm about the view. Hey!
But over 5 minutes.
Mr. Ano paying. First person messenger, I don't know what MPP. I don't want to read it on air.
Okay.
Now, I'm busy. But we are seriously campaigning for MPP in 2022 elections. The message in Nakai. For confirmation purposes, you would see that I'm not lying.
Okay.
But very harsh words are issue. Now but you are seriously campaigning for them in 2020 on the response. And it means that people within their ranks are not even baby more about conso and of a minister, cabinet minister. Our page you mamma a message we are media no so better. And then be we Chama Baji say or better on in a casa and I give the person's number to Chama Baji after showing him the message. Even within their ranks, their agitations are too much. Me in Metran in Chandro. First ladies, you started Fourth Republic, if you call that man time back and Omoji allowance. And yet, institutionalized. As to how much Omoji, minimum, but your mom allowance, your mom office, state, Nitriamoka. Your mom staffers, those staff are considered as presidential staffers. Your mom security. What you saying? They are almost tired. Your medical bills in your state in Ethiopia. Into only man allowance that you trying to bill, you're trying to tarry, you're providing the security, you be a man to salary, and you might be no, you are the salary no command. Allowances on the mom. Allowance it is not new. And you Rebecca Kufu Kwa Kodo Ajimaji. Konken Senaka, Nere, a second lady. Oje. Terezaku F4. Oje. Atamas in the Rebeji as vice president. Was Beji. Nadu
that's not for you. For
Mami, if anything, Misat Matoda, Misata, Waje, Lordina Mahama, Waje, Rebecca Kufuado, and Samira Baumia, Omubai allowances, it is not nothing new. It is salary in every salary in a babe come on, every. And you more by an ambassador just a COVID about no what room. And the COVID buy ya too warm no more boom up to petrol the taxes between dear I be good petrol so be good no akatua yen fa kwen crab akokra ke kranka no be a COVID ba busi aban sika sama ye basa woni MPP ni bia ye debater na COVID mahama be no COVID ni Akufo Addo be COVID COVID ba yi enti COVID ba ya ye mie hu kakre afira musa be jaketua okay mbe jaketua ati ase ye be mamu Akufo Addo started fresh time. And the time na wona musa back date akokoje ba kwabra ira koje se woni kwere. Yeah, back date you kwabra ni pay nya allowance no 2070. Yeah, back the pay na afen ye dey baso do. Ene mun kotua makon entua mu bia koda ajima mu obi anyi bi. See back date na ye kwa de.
Yo mu kan de o mu nyina beje.
See back date nkwa na ya. Kwadu nkwaje.
Is it necessary?
8 onye nguo. Konkense na ka nukunu ewu so ate asimpo a onu okam fama ne ma onkwaje na adunye vice president de no maje president de ento aso Lordina nkwaje vice president no onye president de ento aso Aliwa Mayere
ene fulera liman de ene say ye
obenya kwes one kwes no benya na luku sala ene say no di say 2 years ndele be aje say Rebecca chen de bi Original was in Udi and Sajaka. I didn't hear ye. I didn't hear ye. COVID aba, Ahunchaba. Yes, ye, Council of State members, ye de $3.5 billion they loot near their court to parliament. Until no says to reward and to cow between the last 4 years, Council of State, Jamaican, I had a court for. Nana. Can't have him off VAT out him for fair. I had there was a court for. Nana, where the anye? Not being in toilet, you know. Members, if every more, yes, I want to give it between 4 years. I had it. Me what this it was Abzugu. Sa this was Abzugu. Sa officer Kaiden, I am because every day Kwanyo or Nemo or Yajuma. Those people that have to be resourced. No fine Yajuma. I don't move the comment. I'm moving with you, man. Pontin. I am right. This year, oh, fa baby mfa man ponte district kakkai obe fema fasafo baby wie ma so nye kwanye those who have to be resourced are not being resourced. Council of State chairman kwajika MP foi obi akwa say chairman say wakwa every 4 years be obejilo every 4 years be obejilo Haruna Drusu wakwa sa every 4 years obejilo Mia madam Fuminu Amade ya Boama or Kakwe Wakwasa every 4 years be obejilo eti ya ukada ede kana ede mami musa so
but that's it na they say Oman and the nchire ne nkanko da bia me made ahia me pa say ye nkomudi nyina nya se ye chire Oman na koye se all the politics ni be wura mu asem na nkasa na yira wo se si Akufo Addo ayede President Akufo Addo ayede Ghana your constitution na da hono Akufo Addo na twere 1992 he was nowhere near constituent assembly almost form no he was not on na twere constitution mai enye ono your constitution article 71 clause 7 was it for the purpose of this article and except as otherwise provided in the constitution salaries includes allowance facilities blah 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 blah
ayede
you see yen Oman no ene ayen hyehyeye se ebire bi so a ewo mpanimfo edi kan pe ayi nana to dazi atwere former chief of staff atwere right up bi pe ne kan watwere the chronology of events kwan ya fast wasade ni nyina bae ene on ne sha ase ye bibia pe ewura no adi aman so eyere no nyina hwehwe wo mo e kan wo mo bo mu a wo sha ase so wo mo ye sade na dwempo eta akire ni se ebi abrabo areho se Oman pani yere no ne bi nso so ho no nso kra na eboa ma nkabomu Oman nkabomu ekekere ene ne nkanko no so kese enti adwempa o mo de ko fa asade ni nyina abaye no fine whichever name you give it to enti na me kan constitution no was say it includes this and that enti nomenclature sika na ade ma no to friend allowance you friend salary sika na ade ma no I wish my government didn't do this formalizing it near the I wish it didn't come at this time.
Why?
Because the system, the notion, the circumstances are favorable. And I wish the government didn't do it. But a dear bonnet na buy no crano or no one heading. Kawoken was he parliamentarians say asuma mo se mo nkotena parliament enti ye dia de funse e beto mo animu am so mu e approve ye no mo pesa mo kire sen na nka ne ye hunu nipa ye di blame no e ma no the go parliament e na approve Akufo Addo sebe ono parliament or what obi on kan obi parliament could have rejected e ba ye what ho asem say mo kan say mo approve some ministers of state near the other say mo ke ye ho press conference ye bibia I don't know we mo amfa am say we dey we ye mpene so enti ye ne mumu ni ehun say mo kra de mo kan ho but this is your majority leader your minority leader mpanifo a wo nyina obubo wo ni wo nyina parliament e na mo kan bo mu e na mo ya hyehyɛ Oman mra no yentimi mfrɛ ye was sports stadium say ye be ya di we yenkwagintum ya mamra ne ne yenhyehyɛ ne se bibi ni ayemfa nkɔ parliament na parliament no enti santimi me mpika ho wo mpika ho e na ya kan bom no Oman ni nyina nsi ana amufo akɔ e na Omakɔ ya de na Omagia tum se saa awura no yere no no kanya ye ma o maketua enti edin no mo ato keke ena enti aban no de ono ayere enti se ye ba ye ni ye kan ni ye say retroactivity ye backdate akwa akire ni ade no emwa eno no ne de atopon so ne edi nkomo so wo man da bi we de ye pene so we de ye mpene so ende ma me Anita di so wo kasa no unse ochemu wo se bibi se di a ye pene so e se di a ye mpene so yes eno ne oman komodie na nyesa wo ba betena no abeblemu president de why then parliament and akono makako yo omo
71 no kind I mean kind article 71 time kakre seconds kakre article 71 or say Article 71 office holders include the president, the vice president, the speaker of parliament, the chief justice, justices of the appeal court. The rest are ministers of
we
members
know
of
the
parliament.
First ladies are not part.
First ladies aketia now cover Article 71.
No. You are just showing you that
I'm telling you that it does not. The constitution has no place for them.
Thank you very much. Have a wonderful day and stay blessed. I'm out.
This is the best sports in town. Kessben 93.3 FM.